Okay, in this podcast I'm going over the Unit 0 practice test that's in Schoology. Okay, so here's question 1. Now your order of questions is probably different because I think I scrambled them on the quiz, on the practice test. So which of the following compounds does not conduct electricity? Things that conduct electricity is anything that forms ions in solution. So that would be soluble ionic compounds. Acids, strong acids, and strong bases are strong electrolytes. You can have weak electrolytes that are weak acids or weak bases. So the things that don't conduct electricity are molecular compounds, things with covalent bonds. And you identify that because it starts with a nonmetal, so the answer here would be D or PF3. All right, which of the following solution is the best conductor of electricity? So what this comes down to is what is the concentration of ions? Okay, and the more ions, so if I break this apart, I'm going to end up with 1 molar of K plus and 1 molar of Br minus for a total of 2 molar of ions. Here I'm going to get 1 of aluminum, 3 of chlorine for 4 molar, so that's going to be more, so it's not going to be B. PF3 is not going to form ions, so it's not going to be that. NaCl forms 2 ions, so it's going to be the same as B and E are both the same. So let's take a look at, and neither of them are as great as what we saw so far for C. So I have 1 molar aluminum chloride, and then I have 1 mole of aluminum hydroxide in 0.75 liters. So that's 1 molar, so that's 1 mole per liter of aluminum chloride, which means that there are 1 plus 3 or 4 molar of ions for aluminum chloride. If I look at aluminum hydroxide, I have 3 plus 1 is 4 moles of ions, but it's in 0.75 liters, and because I'm dividing by a number less than 1, this is going to give me an answer greater than 4. So I'm going to have A as my answer. Alright, for B, how many grams of calcium nitrate contains 24 grams of oxygen? So I'm going to start with my 24 grams of oxygen. It's the only thing I have that I can start with. And it's talking about oxygen atoms. So this is not diatomic here. So 16 grams of oxygen is 1 mole of oxygen. And 1 mole of oxygen is, actually, there are 3 times 2 or 6 moles of oxygen for every 1 mole of calcium nitrate. Right, see that? If I have 1 of these, I've got 6 oxygens in that. Okay. And I'm looking for grams, so 1 mole of calcium nitrate. Let's see, calcium is 40 grams. I have 2 nitrogens, that's 28 grams. I have 6 oxygen, so let me see, 48 plus 48, that's 96 grams. I add that up and I get 14, 10, 164 grams of calcium nitrate. I don't have to do it precisely to a decimal point. So now I want to see what I can cancel out. So if I do that, 164 over 16 is about 10. So I'm just going to make this 10. I can divide 24 by 6 and I get 4 up here. So if I multiply the 4 times 10, I get 40 grams, so the closest answer is 41 grams. Alright, a 1 liter of aqueous solution of 0.3 molar KBr and 0.6 molar NaBr. And what is the minimum number of moles of lead nitrate that must be added to precipitate all the bromide? Okay, so I have, let's just try to write what I have going on. I have bromine, the bromide ion, right? And I'm adding lead nitrate to it. And I end up getting if I'm trying to precipitate the bromide ions, if I'm trying to precipitate out the bromine ions, the only way I can do that is if I make it have lead in it, right? The lead is going to cause it to precipitate. So this is a neutral compound, right? So that's what I'm going to end up with. And so let's just balance the lead and the bromine. So we need 2 BRs here, okay? So I want to look at the moles of bromine and the moles of sodium bromide. So for because it's 1 liter, I have 0.3 moles of KBr, so I have 0.3 moles of that, 0.6 of that. Alright, so let's see what we're going to get. Whoops. That was wrong. I have 2 sources of bromine. I have 0.3 from the KBr, right? And bromine from the NABr is 0.6. And I can just add those together, and I end up with 0.9 moles of bromine here. Okay? And